Welcome. Hey, welcome. I'm Dr. Reba, the relationship coach, the therapist, the pastor, your girl, right? Well, I thank you for joining my YouTube channel, and I encourage you and request and ask and petition that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. Today, I'm going to be talking about discovering and identifying the right mate for you. And I'm talking about from a book that I'm finishing up right now. We're working on some changes, and this book is really, it's really going to be uh, mm, center focus, right? Where you meet someone and you have eyes only for that individual. Because oftentimes with the things that are going on in the world, it's very easy to look at somebody side eyed. Like okay. So we want to try to help you to identify find your right mate, and to help you the person that's going to help you grow and the person that you can help grow. So I'm going to talk about that today, about finding that right mate for you. Don't forget, please like, share, and subscribe. All right, finding the right mate. It's important discovering. I'm I'm a pastor, so I'm going to be adding some biblical things. I got to do it because it's just God is just in me. So when He in me, I got to just tell you what He say, right? Because I want to put you on the straight and narrow, right? And so when you think about a life partner, and you think about finding the right person that can help you grow, and that can be that can help you grow, because and you can help them grow. I think it should be a mutual relationship, right? Where they add value and contributions to your life, and how that you can add value to their life, right? And it's a process of doing that, right? It's a process in doing that, right? So discovering a life partner to support your personal growth and your development is significant, and it really is. Uh, it really is significant in this day and age as to where we are in this society, right? The journey to finding a spouse um, who can contribute to your growth involves seeking someone who shares similar values, similar goals and aspirations, right? So that's important, to find somebody who loves what you love, right? Say because you want to find somebody that can, if you like bowling, you want them to like bowling. If you like golfing, you want them to like golfing. If you like horseback riding and loving horses, and you want to find someone that shares your same values, shares your own hobbies, things you enjoy doing. Um, and it's essential to find a partner who not only supports your dreams but also challenges you. Oh, see, we don't like that. So I just want to challenge you to become the best version of yourself. I like that, right? So it's important too, because we don't want to, we want to. I think the self ego. I talk about this in my book, and I have several books that you're more than welcome to get. This one's on relationships as well, and it has a lot of things in it. It can really help you, as well as if you have had a marriage. That's the Broken Covenant, God's Plan to Restore Your Marriage. These books can really help you in your relationship and in your marriage. Uh, but when you start talking about finding somebody who shares your values and who uh, shares your dreams, you want to find somebody also who challenges you, right? You don't want to go along guy or go along gal. You want somebody who can challenge you to be the best version of yourself, right? To be the man and the woman that you aspire to be. And that's not, and sometimes it's called constructive criticism, right? Not destructive, but constructive criticism. But I think, and what happens in that, as a relationship coach, what happens is that it's not what you say, but how you say it, right? I talk about it in my book about effective listening, and an effective listener means I'm listening to you intentionally. I'm intentionally listening to you because I'm concerned about what you have to say, because what you have to say is of value. So I'm intentionally listening. And so in the process of finding that right spouse, it must be somebody who can listen without interrupting, who can be attentive, right? Who can be here now. And I use that term often, and I love it. Be here now means when I'm with you, I'm with you. I'm not watching television. I'm not, on my cell phone. I'm really giving you the best that I have, right? And giving you my time and giving you my attention. And oftentimes dating, once you are married, is a continual process. You don't stop dating once you get married. It's an ongoing process, right? Because the same thing it took to get your baby hooked will take the same thing to keep him. So that's a song. I think Johnny Taylor wrote that. So, but it's the same thing that it took that attracted them. But what happens, unfortunately, is that the same thing that it attracted you to your spouse or your person you're dating, after a while, those things become agitating, where you love their smile or you love their laughter. And now it just like, ugh, irritates you, right? So it's important to understand how, it's important to understand that how the same thing it took to get them is the same thing it's going to take to keep them. So don't think you can get them. You can reel them in, right? And then after you reel them in, you can just drop it, right? Oh, I got you now. No, if you want to keep me, you continue the process, right? Continue the courting process, right? So the process of finding the right mate who can aid in your personal growth is a profound endeavor. It is. It is not easy to. I say this in the book that we're finishing up, is that dating is collecting data, right? I'm trying to see, do I like you? Are you gonna be my ride and die? Are we gonna be are we gonna be BFFs or BMFs? Can you share with me your good days, your bad days, your indifferent days? Can you share your crazy thoughts with me, or not crazy thoughts, but your thoughts that may not be as healthy as you like, without me being judgment or saying, and that's kind of off the wall right there. All right. Can you find someone who's willing to share that with you? Because in this next dimension, this next season in your life, you'll need to find somebody in this journey that can help you in your personal growth, right? I mean, if you look back at the dating people that you dated, you look back and you'll see, okay, I dated some people and they didn't help me to be the best version of me, right? So it's important to find somebody who can be the best version of you, right? To help you be the best version of you, right? And that takes a real personal endeavor of looking at and it takes personal and moral inventory, looking at you into seeing what things would you like to improve on about you. And it doesn't mean when you date somebody that he's going to be perfect. There are certain guidelines and certain things that you should have in place. You should have a list as to what you are believing for, what you desire, and what your boundaries are, and what you're not willing to compromise with, and being honest and not compromising your values, and saying this is unacceptable. I'm not willing to accept that. So you'll need to find someone else, all right? And please leave me alone, right? So it's important to understand that some things are just unacceptable, and people, and you're not willing to accept that kind of behavior, that kind of those kinds of experiences, and you choose not to indulge. And I think, but having those boundaries and being honest with yourself about what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept, right? And being honest by and telling people from the beginning, that's not going to work. But hey, we can, that's not going to work, right? So I think I'm being honest with that person. I'm saying, I'm feeling you, but mm, you got 5 and 7 children. That's a lot of child support. Yeah, that's a lot of child support, because you have to, and these are things you have to consider. So you think about somebody having 5 children, right? And then you're marrying someone, and then you're financially responsible for that person. So what it means is that the person that you're marrying is going to be financially responsible for those 5 children as well, if they don't have enough revenue or income in order to support those children. So these are very practical things that one needs to consider when you're talking about dating someone and considering entering into a long-term lifelong commitment and a life partner. Can you financially afford me and the 5 or the 7, you know, and R2? That's the Brady Bunch, right? For real, that's a lot of folks, right? So the quest to life partner who can facilitate your personal growth is finding, I had said this earlier, it's entails seeking a companion who not only complements your strength, but also encourage you to overcome your weaknesses. See, here's the deal. In relationships, you're going to be vulnerable. Love is vulnerable. You have to open up your heart to people, right? And unfortunately, I'm a counselor. I deal with this stuff all the time. Unfortunately, with people, I tell them, I said, listen, I say, if you're going to be in a relationship, you're going to have to be vulnerable. That means that whatever happened in your previous relationship, you're going to need to be healed of that, right? So that you can trust again. What happens is that we don't resolve unresolved issues from the previous relationship, and we get into a new relationship with that old baggage. So you're married to you were dating Tom, now you're dating Bob, or you're dating Sally, now you're dating Mary, but you haven't got over the issues and the mistrust and all of the things that the other person did. So now you're bringing those things into your new relationship, which now you already have a problem. And so you weren't healed from your previous relationship. So it's important to understand that somebody that can challenge you, encourages you to compliment you, and encourages you to overcome your weaknesses, right? Whatever they are, without judging you, without saying you shouldn't feel like that. Because I tell people it's not really appropriate to tell people how they feel. Why? Because people feel like they feel. Right? And their feelings are valid and true for them. So it's important to acknowledge how people feel by saying, oh, I understand you feel like that, right? And that's called respect. I'm respecting your values. I'm respecting how you feel, right? Um, another thing in finding discovering the right mate and the right partner is a person who is committed to your growth. Will provide a nurturing environment. It's important. I'm an advocate of environments, right? Because environments need to be conducive to elevation and conducive to prosperity and conducive to peace. I'm a person of peace. I just want peace at any cost by myself. If I ever to Jesus come, just Lord, give me peace, right? Because if you can't have peace in your home, the Bible talks about a man should be on a rooftop than being in the house with a brawling woman. Lord Jesus, give us peace, right? So you want to have peace in your house. You want to have peace, right? Where you live. So you want to create an environment that is peaceful and that is conducive to love um, and to cleanliness and to inviting love in and inviting life in and inviting people into your environment, right? It's important to have that. So, and that is committed to growth. And if they're committed to your growth, they will provide an environment that is healthy, that is peaceful, that is nurturing, that is loving, that is kind, that is giving, and that is sharing. It won't be selfish. It won't be self-centered. It won't be um, it won't seek its own. Love is kind, love is patient, love is gentle. You want an environment that is conducive to love and growth, right? And respect and growing and challenging one another. Iron sharpens iron, right? You might have a weakness, but the person who you're with can encourage you to overcome those weaknesses, right? They are your partners. And I love this term partners because it's team us, right? You and that person. We're ride and die. It's you and me against the world, right? So when you have that attitude, you can overcome any obstacles that will come into your life and into your relationship. Other people bringing their opinions, family members, exes, looking up folks on social media. Yeah, but it's you and you and that person are partners, and they're in a team. You're in a team together, right? So the person you're dating is going to provide that environment and to explore potentials, learn from your experiences, and help you evolve. And you're going to help them evolve as an individual, seeing the best in them, even though they might not make $1 million today, but are they willing to, and potential is good, but it might not be worth marrying. Yeah, I'm just saying, because people have potential, but motivation is internal. It's not external. Please understand that if a person is not internally motivated, you can help them with a business. You can fill out the corporation papers for them. You can do the EIN and get them a EIN and open up a bank account. But if they're not motivated to go out there and make it happen, right, and get out there and grind, right, then it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It doesn't matter how much you want it because motivation is internal. There's external um, motivators, right? That can motivate you. But the real motivation of success comes with it's within. There is something within you that drives you. There's something within you that motivates you to want to provide for your family, want to have the best life you can have. It's internal motivation. It's never external. It's always internal. However, there are motivators that can be, and there are peer groups, and there are life coaches and people that can help you reach your goal and accomplish what it is you want to do. Yes, there are people that can do that. But on that quest for life partners who can facilitate and help your personal growth, it's an ongoing journey, right? I mean, it's not going to be overnight. It's a process. Understand you two people have come together. You come from different backgrounds. You were parented different. Some of you might have come from an abusive family or an alcoholic family or a mental health family or an absent father, or you might have come from an abusive family background. So you're bringing all this dynamic, and now you're having these beautiful babies, and you're trying to figure out how to parent these children. And unfortunately, they don't come out the womb, or you don't leave the hospital with a manual. You do the best you can. As a parent, I know made some mistakes raising my children, but I just told them I admitted. I said, well, I didn't do that right. I said, but I tell you, when you have your children, do better. Yeah. That's the best you can do is say do better, right? I didn't do this right. I didn't beat you. You were never hungry. You were never homeless. I didn't beat you. You know, you graduated from high school. You graduated from college or vocational school. Yeah, you 18, you 20, whatever. You're on your own, right? Make it happen. Make a better life for you, right? And the personal growth is an ongoing journey. It involves finding someone who understands your ambitions, and but who is also actively participating in your pursuits of self improvement as you participate in their self improvements as well. It's a mutual thing where iron sharpens iron. I love that, where you're working on both building this wonderful relationship, and you're not. And here's the deal: it doesn't have to be ego. I believe relationships can be. It doesn't have to have arguments. I'm not a person of strife. I'll leave you. Bye. I don't like confusion. I don't like strife. I'm a peaceful person, so I will leave. I will leave you. Yeah, I will go to a hotel, and and I tell people, go to a hotel, go rest yourself. Yeah, and come back the next day, or yeah, a couple of days later. Yeah, after things have calmed down, because you don't want things to escalate because they become agitated, and you're saying mean things, and you're saying things you don't mean. And then sometimes I say, if you're married, I don't recommend you leave, but I do recommend you go in another room and work out your issues, and never let the sun go down in your wrath, right? I mean, because you don't want to be leaving your home. It's called having a walkout spirit. You should not leave your home, and and to go somewhere else to resolve issues. That's called a walkout spirit. You don't want that. You want to try to resolve these issues, and if you can't resolve them right now, I use these terms in my counseling sessions of table it. Table it right now. Table it means we'll come back to it. However, you both must agree to a day and a time that you're going to revisit the unresolved issue. So we table it, and we come back to it at another time. Okay. So you find someone who understands your ambitions, who actively participates in your pursuit of self-improvement. Now understand it's vice versa. Now you're also contributing to their self-improvements and their personal growths and their ambitions and their whatever they're trying to do, right? You're supporting one another. The supportive of it is guidance. You offer guidance to help that person in their endeavors, what they want to do, and giving your input if they desire. Motivate them, and constructive feedback, not destructive, constructive feedback, saying maybe you could do this different. What have you thought about this? And it's not always what you say, but how you say. Have you thought about this? What about this? I think this might. What do you think? And not really giving them the answer, just allowing them the opportunity to think about, what about this? You ever thought about that? You think so? Maybe. What do you think? right? So allowing them the opportunity to have that, to come up with it within themselves. And so it doesn't mean you took their ideal, but they're discovering it they're themselves, right? Together, you embark on a journey, a shared journey of growth. Together, you do this, right? Discovering your right partner, you're identifying your life partner, fostering a relationship that thrives on mutual support, continuous learning, ever learning, always learning new things, developing new hobbies, developing new things that you want to do in life, and things that you can do together. Uh, uh, whether it's golfing, whether it's bowling, whether it's fishing, whether it's skating, whether it's some kind of physical exercise. I encourage couples to walk and some kind of physical exercise to make sure you two are healthy healthy couples, right? So that's the process in doing that, right? In that endeavor. And the quest for a suitable partner, it's essential to shift the focus from simply finding someone to uncover your ideal, simply finding someone to uncovering your ideal companion. This implies a deeper level of understanding and introspection where the individual takes the time to identify their own needs, desires, and aspirations. So it's important to um, have that understanding and an introspective as to you. What do you want? Do you know what you want? Do you know who you are? And most of the time, people don't know who they are, what they want, right? But it's important to know, to thy own self be true. Know who you are. Know what you want. Set your values. Know your value. Know what's important to you and be able to communicate that confidently. This is what I know. This is what I am. This is my gift, talents, and ability that God has blessed me with. And I'm willing to share my insight, my knowledge with you so that we can simply grow together in a shared growth process. You uncovering your ideal companion involves a process of self-reflection, self-awareness, and self-improvement, which ultimately leads to a more fulfilling and compatible partner. So it's important to self-reflection, right? Self-awareness of who you are and self-improvement to work on being the best version of yourself you can be. Really, it's taking time to self-care and to take time to take care of you and uh, taking a bath and a bubble bath and putting on some music and lighting some candles around your tub and taking care of you. Being the best version of you means taking care of you. Encourage individuals to be proactive in their search. When you start investing time in you being the best you, your spirit is open to finding someone and identifying someone that that you feel connected with, and there should be a spiritual connection to that person as well. It has to be. I believe in it. There should be some kind of there's some kind of spiritual connection where I'm feeling you. I don't have to. I can look at you and say, "Mm, I'm feeling you." You know, just look at that person, and you feel the vibes of that person. It should be that, and it should be. It's in a relationship there is a beauty intertwining the existing and affections and joy, right? You should always be laughing, loving, and living, right? The LLL, right? Always, right? L, living, laughing, and loving, right? The act of living together involves sharing experiences, supporting each other's thoughts, and challenging each other, really, to say, now we can do this better. Let's try this again. Creating memories that will last forever with a life partner. It's about navigating the ups and the downs because in relationship there will be ups and downs. It's not going to be easy sailing or easy peasy. It's not. There's going to be ups and downs because that's life. But finding confidence in each other's presence and growing together as individuals is so important to finding your life partner and finding the right mate. It's so important. Loving in relationships goes beyond saying I love you. It's not enough to say you love me. Love is I love that person. Love is an action word. God so loved the world, right? He gave his only begotten son. So I love you, but I do something. I do something with that. Those words, right? It's a showing care, respect, and appreciation for your partner. It's about being there for them in times of need, celebrating their successes and making them feel valued and cherished. What people want most of all is to feel loved, feel cared for, and to feel valued, and to know that they matter to you. And I'm important to you. You're important to me. Nothing else is more important than you. And communicating that, right? It's about being there for them. It's love is a foundation of a strong and lasting relationship. But I think the most important relationship you can have is in dating and finding the right person is marrying and being your best friend. Finding your best friend where y'all can laugh and have fun and have a great time. Because you're talking about a lifetime. So a lifetime means I'm gonna have to be with you for a lifetime. I like to have fun with you. I like us to laugh and and roll on the floor. And let's make it happen, right? Because life is to be enjoyed. And how do you do that? You find a life partner that you can laugh, you can live with, and you can love, and you can have a great time, right? And that love is building upon a trust, right? You need to trust the person. I'm going to talk about that and communicate. And mutual laughter is the best medicine, right? I'm a person, I love to laugh. Laughter is just good for the soul, right? I am just the ha 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 girl, right? Because laughter it makes you feel good on the inside. Because there's always, I laugh at myself, silly things like that. Girl, you just look too funny, right? And so laughter is really good. Sharing moments of joy and laughter with your partner can strengthen the bond, lighten the mood during difficult times, and create a sense of connection and intimacy. So it's important. Now let's talk about this. I'm going to talk about intimacy and this finding this right meet that we talk about. And here come the therapist and the person, right? The doctor and the therapist. All right. It's important to understand intimacy and what that means. If you're not willing, if you're not willing to make a commitment to a person and to marry them and to be with them, I'm not recommending that you have sex with them. I'm not. I'm not. I'm really not. No, 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 no. Because there's so many diseases out here. You got syphilis, you got gonorrhea, you got HIV, you got AIDS, you got chlamydia, you got some stuff, and people unfortunately are doing bareback. And yeah, it's too much. It's too much out here. It's too much out in these streets. So I'm really, yeah, you could wrap it up, but it could break. Look, go, and I'm really recommending if you date someone that you take him right down to your doctor's office. Yeah, 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 yeah. Take him right on downtown to get the HIV test. Oh yes, sir, yes, sir. I'm recommending that you do that, right? Because you don't want to. Because unfortunately, people you meet are not honest. Yeah, you just met them. They might not be telling you the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. They might be withholding some information because they don't want to lose you. So you have to take them down to the health department or the doctor's office to get a physical. Right? That's one thing. First of all, you need. I'm really honest and upfront about that. About sleeping around with people because there's too many diseases out here. So you need to be mindful of that. Second, listen, you need to check on people's credit. I need to know, can we buy a house? What we need to talk about this. What's your credit score? Because see, I need to know if you don't have no credit, we're not gonna get a house. We're gonna have to live in an apartment, and maybe we need to date until your credit score gets up. I'm just saying what I'm saying, and I'm willing to help you get your credit right. Remember, you're the motivator to help them pull the credit report from 3 credit reporting agencies to help them get the credit so y'all can buy a house. Mhm. All right. The second thing is not only credit, physical health. I need to know, do you have any health issues? Do you have high blood pressure? Do you have diabetes? Do you have high cholesterol? No, I need to know. Have you ever had cancer? Have you had prostate cancer? I need to know this because all of this is going to. Do you have any kind of diseases or sexually transmitted diseases? Because if you're out here and if you're raped or something happens to you, you molested, found anything can happen, you know, and anything can happen. So it's important to ask those questions. And this is open, honest dialogue where you sit down and you have a cup of tea by saying, "We need to talk to me. How many women have you slept with in the last 30 days?" See, and if it's too many, one would be too many. But I'm just saying, if it's too many, no, no. Okay, Papa was a Rolling Stone, so Yeah, you have to look at that. How are they promiscuity? Are they promiscuous? Do they are they operating on a? Are they looking for? Here's real talk. Are they looking to marry you to be a wife, or are they looking for you to be a beard? To cover them in their sexual and perversions. All right. I mean, let's keep it real. Let's keep it honest, and let's keep it above board, right? These are questions that you have to ask. Have you engaged in any unnatural relationships? Do we need to go to the doctor and have an exam to check out certain? These are things that are important. I know you're saying, Dr. Reba, I'm telling you the truth. I counsel people, and I'm telling you, marry folk and then find out folk not not at all what they say they are, right? So it's important to be able to ask these questions. Dating is about collecting data. What kind of temperament do you have? What do you do when you get angry? Do you slap? Are you physically violent? Are you psychologically aggressive? Are you name calling? Are you belittling me? I need to know, how do you handle anger? Can you emotionally self-regulate, or do you get angry and you want to be violent? These are questions you need to ask. And so, listen to me. Dating is collecting data. If you watch people and stop talking, you have two ears and one mouth. That means you should listen more. And you have two eyes to watch. The Bible says, watch as well as pray. So I have two eyes, two ears, and one mouth. That means I need to be doing more watching. I need to be doing listening and less talking. Because dating is collecting data. Because those red flags, you will see those red flags. If it's anger, if it's violent, if it's promiscuity, if it's betrayal, if they're not being honest, you will see the red flags. And what most people do, unfortunately, is justify the red flags. And God in his infinite wisdom will show you these flags of saying, daughter, he not your husband, he not even your boyfriend. Son, she definitely ain't your wife. Now, you might want to tap it, and you shouldn't, because that's not treating her like a lady, right? Right? So you want to find your life partner, right? Not just spreading your wild oats and stuff everywhere and in everybody who could talk about, I had that. Yeah, I had him. Girl, got a list this long of how many people done slept with you. Okay? Okay, that's too many, too many, too many, too many. All right. So you want to ask these questions. One, about their health. How's your health? How's your finances? Can you budget a checkbook? Are you in debt? Do you owe the IRS? Because we file taxes, they're gonna take half your money if you're married. How many children do you have? How much is the child support? Are you paying alimony? Oh, keep it real, Dr. Reba. Are you paying alimony? How much of this is going to take from our household income? Discovering that life's partner means asking those hard questions and being ready to deal with. And if you don't get the answers that's suitable for you, then you have to say, I'm not willing to do that. And I like you, but I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to do that with you. No. And that's being true to yourself too, right? That's that self-reflection. That's that when I talk about that self-reflection and being self-aware and being your own self-improvements and being honest with yourself by saying, I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to compromise that. I'm not willing. No, bye. Oh, yeah. Okay. So know that. All right. 5 ways to get to know yourself. Spend time alone. What happens is, I talk about halt. Hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. What most people don't like themselves, and they don't like to spend time alone. I've learned in life to enjoy me. I am my best company. Yes, I just enjoy me. I don't need a lot of people. Me and God and some good worship music, we're good, right? I can do this, right? So you spend time alone, and you get to know yourself, and you get to love yourself, and you get to find out what you want to do, and what you want and what you don't want to do, right? So getting to know yourself is key. And once you love and know yourself, you will know what you need and what you want in a mate. So spending time alone, look, because that people often don't spend time alone because they don't want to look at self, the man in the mirror, right? The man in the mirror. Don't want to get this man in the mirror because I don't really like me. So if I don't like me, how can I expect you to like me, right? Well, I don't love me, right? Um, mm, yeah. When you're always around people, you don't have time to think or to work on yourself. So learning how to love you and spend time with you is key to finding the right mate and discovering self. What did I talk about? A self improvement, self awareness, and self reflection. Self awareness, when I spend time with me, I become aware of me. I become aware of what I like, what I don't like, what I want to do, what I don't want to do, right? And what makes me happy, what don't make me happy. And then doing me, being the best me I can be. Because if I'm not happy, I can't contribute to your happiness because you can't make another individual happy. As no matter how you try, if people are not internally happy, you can only add to their happiness and their joy, but they should be on fire with their own, living their best life, or living maybe not their best life because they're going to get with you and get the better life, but living a life until they found you. Now they're going to live their best life. Okay? Now, getting to know your body. It's important because body shaming is a real key, and body positivity is key to, hey, if you don't like them flabs, you don't like it, you need to tighten it up. You need to get to the gym and fix it, and and tighten up your own body if you don't like how you're looking. So it's important to look at yourself in the mirror to see body positivity is so important to building self-esteem and improving one's self-image. So it's important to look at and change your eating habits even before you get someone or find your life partner, and change your eating habits and improve your self-discipline through practice. You can look and feel good because the Bible says you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, right? What do you want out of life? I mean, knowing what you want and being able to communicate that with someone who you're looking to have a relationship with. This is what I want, right? I want a house. I want 3 children. I don't want no children. I want a dog. I want a cat. Being able to communicate that with your life partner, the person you're dating, discovering and identifying that person, but being able to know what you want. You have to know what you want so you'll be able to communicate that to the person that you're looking to spend your life with. All right. Getting to know you spiritually. I'm an advocate of spiritual unions. I think it's because we're spirit beings having a human experience. It's so important to connect with someone on the spiritual level, right? I mean, praying together. I find that so praying together, believing God together, not praying also separately, but also praying together. The Bible said, "Any two of you touch and agree on anything, they shall ask. It shall be done for them." So learning how to pray together and believing God together and spending time with you to improve your spiritual life so that you can get the breakthrough and you can create an environment of spirituality that will produce the growth and bring the revenue and bring the blessings and the peace and the love, and to create that environment for your family. That takes spiritual investment, and that's spending time alone and spending time in prayer and meditation with God, right? Um, and getting to know you spiritually and getting to know your spiritual gifts and getting to know your purpose on life and spending time with you yourself. God will reveal your purpose to you. Get to know your personality. I write this in my book about personalities. Get to know if you are introverted and extroverted, and what makes you happy and what makes you sad and what makes you feel uncomfortable, and being intuitive to your environment and your body, and knowing, okay, I don't feel good about that, and why, and not just that I don't feel, but what was it that caused? What was the thing that was said that caused you to feel uncomfortable? If you can't identify it, you can't correct it, you can't fix it. You have to thine own self be true, but as a man thinketh, so is he. So when you have these thoughts or feelings, you need to be so sensitive to your body to know, why am I feeling like this? Because your body will tell you there's something wrong. Your spirit will tell you something wrong. But if you're so busy talking, watching TV, got something going on all the time, you can't hear from God. You can't hear your own self think. So you can know what you need to do to have your best life. All right. So it's important to understand that. All right. Sharing. And I want to just say this. So, discovering your life partner and discovering the individual who makes you feel happy. It's important to Talk about your family childhood. Talk about your childhood experiences, their dynamics, what's in their family, whether mental illness in their family, whether drugs in their family, whether abuse, were they sodomized, are they do they have trauma in their life? Because trauma can be there are certain triggers that can trigger trauma. It's important when you're dating, collecting data is dating, but you should be dating and encouraging you to date for a life partner, not to be dating to have 4, 5, 6 different people. No, dating to find your life partner, right? The Bible says, "How can two walk together unless they agree?" You should find somebody that you're in agreement with spiritually, that you are both equally yoked. Equally yoked to me means I need to make sure that I'm with somebody that I pray in the spirit. Do they pray in the spirit? I am a non-denominational born again Christian. Are they? Or what biblical or religious beliefs do they believe, and do I believe likewise? Because if not, you're going to have conflict in your marriage. You're going to a Baptist church, they're going to a Methodist church. You need to be in agreement as to what you believe and coming on one accord and not compromising that. It doesn't mean, unless you're willing to say, I think I like your church better. I think I'd like to go there and be a part of that. And when you go there, be a part of it, not just go and attend, but work. You two work together in the ministry, in the kingdom of God, building up the kingdom of God, and bringing glory to the kingdom of God, right? It's important to do that, right? And to be the best you could be. Listen, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Reba, the relationship coach, and thank you for listening to my YouTube channel.